always goes live, and then I
There she
anyways.
is.
Oh my gosh, we're live. We're gonna go ahead and just give it a minute to win it here. Who has something they want to talk about for a minute to let this warm up? Who's got something?
Come on, Sam. You got something?
Okay. All right. I was gonna save this for maybe like something else, but I can just go right with it.
Go.
Let's do it.
Are you guys familiar with back in the I think it was the 80s? Marvel used to make graphic novel like just pure graphic novels like DC does a lot more of. They were just like this was designed to be a graphic novel that you could buy all in one chunk.
Yes, definitely late 80s, even more so. But yes, I mean, even early 90s to somewhat. But yes, I remember that.
So like the original Captain Marvel, that was one of those. Everything's like that. I came across one that I felt like I had to have, not because the story was going to be so awesome or maybe the art's beautiful, but it's the encapsulation of what Marvel was, I think, at this time, and I needed it. And it was God, my
Venom.
Oh my gosh, the bright green cover. That thing is so gorgeous.
Yes, dude.
Venom
much
Death
yes.
Trap the Vault. It has 2 subtitles. That's how you know it's cool.
Ooh,
Okay.
Dude, that is good. That is a
Excellent
great
taste.
pickup.
So
excellent.
the weird
Great
thing
pickup.
about that story is that it never started as a Venom story.
Whoa.
It started as an Avengers graphic novel that Venom had like his like second or third appearance, and then they were like, "Okay, get him in a book like right now." And
we can call this Venom.
yeah, and so they like the whole idea of it is like they take Venom to the raft where all these supervillains are, busts out, and there's a giant jailbreak, and it just ends up being a giant like measuring contest between him and Thunderball,
Heck yeah.
like one of the
Funny.
Wrecking Crew characters, and they knew that later it became a Venom story, so they're just like, just call it Venom. That's what we're doing here in reprints. So if you have one where it says Avengers, it's actually like kind of a hot button item. Of course, I'm not
Really? Oh, so that's cool, Sam. So you're telling me that it did get released as this Avengers thing, and then
Yep.
was Oh, that's dope.
It was
That's
called
cool, man.
Venom.
Cool.
No, it was called Avengers Death Trap the Vault, but then they're like, just call it Venom. And
Yeah, we'll sell more.
Yep. And it has characters and teams such as I'm sorry, I have horns blaring in the back. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're
Okay,
good.
yeah,
You're good.
no.
You're good.
No problem. And that is dope, dude. I always love how they did that. You know, it's like that Tom Cruise movie that they was like called one thing, and then they called it Elysium, and then it was like a different one, you know?
I saw it as Edge of Tomorrow, and then
Yeah.
it's Live, Die, Repeat. That's what it's called.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it has characters like, what are they called? Fireworks? The Fireworks team, where it's like, we're evil mutants, but we're like good now, so don't worry about it.
Oh, boy. I don't even know them.
It's the Blob and Mystique and all those, and
Gotcha.
Iron Man is their leader with like U.S. Agent and it has them and it has the Avengers in it. It's like peak. We need to write a story, so write it really fast. Graphic novel.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just need that for like the time sakeness of it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's always good to see, you know, exactly. This is what was happening in the late 80s and early 90s was trying to make Venom be so cool. And, you know, it worked on John, that's for sure.
Hey. Easy.
I mean, I've been falling in love with like 90s stuff again. Like I've recently discovered like Stormwatch and
Yes.
like all those weird image things that later became DC things. I'm falling down the rabbit hole on some of that.
Hey, I've been there, Sam. It's a fun rabbit hole, especially, the Wildstorm into DC. All that stuff is so good. So, all right, John, start the show off. That's enough.
right.
Minute to win it.
That was definitely a minute to win it. Holy smokes. Before I kick it off, Tony's checking in saying, hey, all, and we say, hey, back to you. So, boom. So with that, I guess I'll open the show. I'll do it the best that I can on a glass desk here with the drum roll. Hey, everybody, it's a comic book look. It's your boy, John on Demand, a.k.a. looking so great today, this flowing mane, and it seems I have a bit of a drinking problem, soda and beer and water. So we are going to be hydrated today and joined by co-CEO, Tom, there can only be one, Midwest Highlander for sure. And you guys, Rainbow Comics' newest hot rod in the parking lot. Sam is in the building again, joining us. He reached out and was like, dude, what are you doing tonight for the show? And I'm like, dude, you're totally going to come on. So Sam's a rock
Which I
star.
always appreciate.
Come and say hi to him tomorrow. We're working together, so it'll be like a talk show, but like in retail. It'll be fun. So anyways, we are going to rock and roll tonight. First of all, how the heck are you guys doing?
Dude, so good, Johnny. It's good to be hanging with you. Good to be back on the show. And then, last time Sam was on, you guys are all familiar with Sam. Well, I get to meet him tonight. So, Sam, super stoked to have you on. You're already starting out with a banger for that Minute to Win It in that Venom graphic novel. Such a sick story. So, yeah, I'm excited, Johnny.
Heck
Yeah, thanks for I said it before, but I'll probably say it 10 million more times. It's finally good to meet you, because I've been a quiet, passive watcher for about a year. That
Awesome.
It's like, oh yeah, it's like, and then I saw you in the store. It's like, oh, he's too busy. I don't want to talk to him. He's gonna. Don't want to talk. He's too busy. He can't. He doesn't have any time to talk to me.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. Yeah, no. Next time I see you in the store, we'll be hanging out for sure. So no worries.
Love it.
Sam, if it makes you feel better, I feel that way too.
Yeah,
where I'm like,
exactly.
no.
Well, when I see John, I am like, look the other way. Do not make eye contact.
Oh my gosh, the rainbow
You may lose
velociraptor
your
that I
soul if
am.
you look.
Good lord.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, with that, we have opened the show successfully, you guys. So that is checking off the first item on the itinerary. But with that, don't worry, the party has arrived.
All right.
Oh
Taylor.
no,
hear it.
she's just gonna heckle tonight. No.
That's good. I didn't want her on anyway.
Oh. Okay. Anyways, we'll
kidding, Taylor.
Oh my god, Taylor, please join. That'd be awesome. All right. Well, first order of business here. Tom has a very good question for the show. What is more fun, buying older comics or new comics?
Ooh, it's a good question. I wrote it myself, and it actually ties right into what Sam was bringing to us at the beginning. It's like, hey, new comic book day. That's what we're here for. But Sam's bringing heat right away with some old of Marvel graphic novels. And it's like, that's a pretty fun find. So I don't know. Sam, you start us off. What's more fun, new comics or old comics?
Well, immediately when I heard that, I had two thoughts. One is like I really love new comics because one, you're right there, you're right with the community, you're reading something right when it's happening. There's that excitement going, and like you're keeping up with things, and like there's much more of a I don't know, there's an excitement to that. But honestly, I think it's older comics, because there's over 80 years of stuff you could read. And there's so much variations of stories, things you could, fun stories, serious stories, things like, and you could never probably see otherwise and things like that. And you can really see as a character like blossom into what they are. Like if you took Venom to where he is right now, where he's time traveling and he's a space god and he's also his son. I guess is that what the story? I'm not.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
He's like Venom's the son, but Eddie's all whatever.
Right.
But this is like full on. I'm gonna eat your brains, Venom, and that it's a weird jump back that it's almost like falling back to like an old show that you watched like 2 times before, but like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I would say old comics bring me a little bit more fun collecting them and showcasing them.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man. I think that's a great point, and the really cool to point on that rich history. You're right. We're talking 80 years that we could choose all of these different things and find all these treasures and these hidden gems. It makes old comics really fun. What do you think, John?
So first of all, we had a really cool comic come in here. This is showing us Facebook user. It's actually Steve from Comic Book Bears, which is super amazing.
Nice. What's up, Steve?
So he's saying my 2 cents. New comics are more exciting, and you get the rush every week on New Comic Book Day. But you can't forget the feeling when you find that one old back issue that completes a collection. So look at that. That's wisdom right there.
Yeah, that the collection hunting and the
Yeah.
going off in the long boxes and then like finding, yes, that's issue 7. I needed that one.
Yeah. Totally.
Also, just catching up here. Aaron's checking in. Happy New Comic Book Day, gents. Happy New
What
Comic
up,
Book
Aaron?
Day to you. What up? And then Chop and Drop's checking in. Says evening, comic book friends. Happy New Comic Book Day, and same to you, sir. Thank you so much. Woo! We are just we are popping off today.
Chopping it up with Chop and Drop.
To answer your question, I am gonna have to go. I really like Steve's response because I think there's value in both. However, my recent trends have me going towards the back issues.
I
I'll be
was
honest
thinking
with
that.
you.
I,
Yeah,
like, it'd be
like,
weird.
new books to me is more of a byproduct at this point, and I'm starting to kind of slow down. Like as things wrap up, I'm kind of we're good, you know.
Mhm.
So I don't. I think my answer is not correct. It is for me, but I can't say that it's for everyone. Is that I'm actually really digging some of the older books, and I'm so excited to get going with my secondary stream project coming up. So I don't know. Yeah, Tom, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I asked it because I don't really know either. I mean, I love New Comic Book Day, man. I mean, it really does break my week up. I work in a industry that has nothing to do with comics, and so comics are my break. And when I get to know that it's Wednesday, it's like everybody in the office knows, like, Tom's gonna leave and go get comics today because it's Wednesday. It's his favorite day, and it's like that is my therapy that I have that makes me happy. So I love New Comic Book Day, no doubt about it.
Yep.
But like, if I have time and I can just go through old back stock and go through dollar bins, I could go through dollar bins for as long as it takes to go through all of them. That's how long I can spend in them.
Oh my God.
And I love dollar bins, and I love finding old stuff, and I'm cheap, so I love buying stuff for $1. It makes me so happy. Or you get ones that are even less than that, or like Rainbow has had like half off on white tags before. It's like, oh God, well, I better set aside 4 hours because I want to go through everything. So I absolutely think that the New Comic Book Day is why me and John started the show, and I love talking the new storylines, and is important to me. But as I have started to read books that I don't really even know anybody else that reads the same books as me that often, that I guess I don't really care as much as, like, I just like being a part of the comics community, and I like going and getting my books and getting them. But I would say for fun factor, I think old books and going through old dollar bins is probably my favorite thing to do in the world.
Yeah.
It's also a really good way for someone to start even reading stuff. I would say, because
Great
they can
point.
go, it's like someone might get confused with like some of the new numberings or something like that, and they can just go, okay, well, this is the first issue of the right here, and here's 12 all the rest of the 12 issues just right here waiting for you. There's no more after this. You don't have to remember to come back next week. This is just what it is. And it's got a lot of people. I personally was one to just, when I first started, it was like, I just got to buy this chunk here, and that's what it was. And those dollar bins like get people who are on a budget a lot more books. Like if you have $10, well, that's 10 books right there. You wouldn't have had otherwise.
Exactly. I mean, and also to that point, it's like you can grab a bunch of different stuff, and then even if they don't make runs, they don't make orders, like you'll get introduced to a whole bunch of characters, and it's kind of comic books, especially the superhero. It's kind of like wrestling. Like if you miss it for a few weeks or a few months, guess what? It doesn't matter. Just watch it one time. They'll catch you right up. You're within another 2 Monday Night Raws or the AEWs, you will know where the storylines are at, where your favorite guys are at. Maybe you'll have questions here and there, but that becomes more fun of wanting to check other things out and get that backstock. So I agree. I love it.
All right. Catch up on comments really quick here. Tay in the comics, there's a very blurry line between what I like to read and what I like to collect. This is a hard question to answer. I have a feeling Tom likes to choose those challenging ones. I don't know.
That's right.
Aaron saying dollar bins are where it's at. Absolutely.
My man. I know Aaron's a dollar bin guy, of course.
Chop and drop, same for me, John. I'm finding myself looking at them back issue bins, but I do love some of the new comic book day books. Also, life as a collector is a real struggle. Shout out to that beer emoji at the end of this train of emotion. That's like the synopsis of my day today, where I woke up with the flush blush cheeks, like, oh my god, do I look okay for work? And then you see me going crazy there. I'm laughing, I'm connecting with customers. At the end of it, I have my shades on, and then I come home and drink beer. That's the synopsis of my day. Good work. I like that.
Love it.
Also, yeah, agreed. So that's awesome.
Chop, drop.
My boy Eric is tuning in here, and I gotta just say, shout out to this profile picture with Eric with that cowboy hat.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
giddy up. If I were to start collecting today, what comic would you recommend?
Oh,
Sam.
no, I can't go first. I gotta think about it.
yeah. Oh man.
We already
I
know
would
what I'm gonna say. So
I would say, well, at first I would ask your interests, and I would even ask like, what's your favorite movie? Even because that can like help me point, or what's your favorite book or TV show? Because that can point me in the right directions. If you are looking for superheroes, right now I would pick something that someone I don't know enough about what's going on in superheroes, but I would just pick the group book or the event book, or the book that has good creators on it. And then if you were going for non-superhero stuff, there's a couple really good books. There's a book that came out today. I fucking forgot my books in a goddamn car. So I don't have it here, but it's the second Jeff Lemire book about the desert.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called, John?
Phantom Road.
Yeah, Phantom Road. So I'd suggest Phantom Road because it's a really easy, breezy, easy
Beautiful
to read comic,
cover girl.
and it's just starting. And then also there was this cat comic by Matt Kent last week, and I would, or for 2 weeks ago, I would tell you to get that one too. So
Heck yeah.
Oh, I got to piggyback off what Tom said there. Because since there's so much variety in comics, you got to go and you got to think. It's almost like saying, like, what's your favorite movie? Well, that's a bit of a weighted question there. So if you're going to jump into something, I always recommend something that's going to be right up someone's alley, and then something that might be a little bit more like, hey, maybe you might like this type of thing. So if I were to pick one, maybe I'd pick a book by Aftershock right now. It's called Samurai Doggy.
nice.
Yeah, it's kind of a goofy title when it comes to like with it, but it literally is just like the story of like a samurai who lost his whose family was supposedly offed, and he goes off on a adventure to find the killer, and he's also Shiba Inu, so
All right.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
it's the best part about it is the art. It's impeccably beautiful art. It looks like Blade Runner.
Nice.
It looks like a little nicer Blade Runner, a little less polluted Blade Runner, and it is very easy, especially to newcomers, because it's not like riddled with like 10 million thought bubbles and 10 million. It's a very quick, simple read. It's only got about 5 issues in right now, so you could easily pick it up and go.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great, Rack.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, John?
I mean, Dark Avengers, obviously, every comic book reader needs to start there and read awesome Marvel Dark Reign literature. But on a more serious note, based on the cowboy hat and this YouTube profile photo, Eric, and I've never seen this photo of you before, and I'm truly delighted. I cannot wait to give you crap about this in person. But I would actually, it made me think of Stillwater. I think it's an interesting concept. I thought it was a really fun. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but the issues that I have read, I've read a couple of the trades, and it was fantastic. So that's something that's definitely up your alley there, Eric. Also, just really quick shout out to Eric. Eric is one of 3 people that did a PC game on Kickstarter, and they launched it, and they got fully funded over $11,000.
Congratulations!
In just under a day. Which
nice
is crazy
work,
cool.
Eric. That's
so
dope, dude.
hats
Congrats.
off to him.
What's that game called?
So it's called Forge Beast. So definitely check that out, you guys. Forge Beast on Kickstarter. It's a lot of fun. The artwork looks super sick. And I definitely recommend it. I'll probably just throw the link in the old comments here. Check it out.
That's
Um,
perfect. I did want to touch quick, John, before we go to the next one.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, that question was about what if you were going to start collecting comics, and our answers were right on.
right,
I always have two answers for people who are like, should I get into reading comics?
right.
And I always say, if you're not into superheroes and stuff like that, I always say you should read Scott Pilgrim. And and then I think you should read Y the Last Man. Every time I've handed Y the Last Man or Scott Pilgrim to someone, and you kind of got to feel who you're handing it to. Are they a Y the Last Man kind of person, or are they a Scott Pilgrim kind of person? And you start with one of those, and I've had good success where then the people will come back and ask for more comics and things like that. So
Yeah. Typically I've seen people come back and ask for more when it's Dark Reign.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. That never literally has happened. No one has ever asked for that. And if that was your first comic, it'd be terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might be a bit tricky because you have to explain. Okay, no, these guys are actually villains, and okay, so who are these heroes? Okay, so they're heroes.
Right.
But
Taylor agrees with me. Okay, order.
Yeah, we're gonna give them the convoluted Brian Michael Bendis deconstruction Avengers run.
To be fair, that was not the. That was one. I read a Dark Avengers book in the first year of me reading comics.
Yeah,
was I confused? Right. A little confused, but you know what? I was about it.
Taylor definitely supports me because she's a great coworker.
Taylor knows.
Just scrolling back up here though, Eric asked that question. We had Steve weighing in here, and Tom, I read some of those off the beaten path titles like you do as well, so that's cool.
Good man, Steve.
Chop and Drop was weighing in on that dollar selection, so loving Rainbow's dollar selection. Sometimes I wish it was larger, but I'm happy with what Rainbow has done with their dollar books. Thank you so much. Yes. And we try to keep that populated and get some fresh stuff out there all the time. Shout out to those Wizard magazines, by the way, with the AOL.
Yeah, they're fun.
On them. So funny.
Yeah, so and those articles are just legendary. I can just go through, man. Yeah. Oh, so
fun. Taylor's recommending Sex Criminals. She lifts up Hairball, which was a book from last week. I actually had a chance to read that. That was pretty gnarly.
That was the cat book that I was trying to say. The cat book, Hairball.
Yeah.
And I found it. It's right here, this one.
I saw that one. That was kind of a fun cover. I saw that.
So she's saying Gideon Falls, Chew, and Sex Criminals would be recommendations.
Chew is, I agree. Gideon Falls, great for the horror person. I think Chew is right along the lines with Scott Pilgrim and Y the Last Man. You can just give them Chew. It's so unique, original, and fun.
Yeah. Chop and Drop saying, those cars always keeping our books. I feel you, Tom. I've left my books in the car many a time.
I know. Darn it, Chop and Drop.
God.
I've done that.
And Steve's all on board for Chew. And then Tony said, "This is like what I would recommend for a burger at a restaurant." Fair. It's hard. It's hard because everybody's comic book journey is different.
Exactly.
And for Eric, I know for a fact that he would absolutely love some of those series. So Eric, I expect to see you at Rainbow. Bring me a Starbucks. Okay. All right. All right. That was kind of wow. That was
a great question,
guys.
Yeah, great question.
So. Up next is the comic culture news section, and this is on the DC front. Blue Beetle.
Oh, there we go.
Did you see the trailer? Sam, did you see the trailer?
Of course I did.
How many times did you watch it?
1.5.
Okay.
And I've seen it twice because I saw it, I think, on TV or on YouTube and before a movie. So I've seen it twice now.
I didn't know that it was out. So
nice. Yeah. So I should have sent the link. I did not do that. Yeah. My bad, guys. Well, it's fine, Johnny.
Yeah. So I'll watch it at some point.
We'll explain it to you. Basically, it's exactly what you want in Blue Beetle. Ted Kord is nowhere to be found. We get Jaime being exactly what you want. So fun. The Scarab clearly has more power. It's like it's the Blue Beetle. That's the best. It's the best like DC young superhero of the last 20 years. I absolutely love it. I'm fully on board. I don't, the trailer, I thought it was great. I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be fun and fluffy. I don't think they're trying to go super serious. And man, I thought it was cool. What do you think, Sam?
What I think when they first brought up Jaime Reyes, and maybe not immediately, but they definitely had the inkling of doing it. They were like, can we make this our Spider-Man character? Perhaps. And so I thought they really pushed him in the idea of like of being their like younger, like more like like more innocent type of hero that doesn't have to deal with like the super like high octane like world ending events. He's more for like smaller street level stuff. And I thought this trailer really, I thought that brought that in there because I don't know about you guys, like, but with movies and books I've read, I got a little tired of like for a while ago everything being a universal threat. And so seeing this movie where it's mainly just going to be him dealing with oh my god, I have an alien thing strapped to my back, I have no idea what this is, and also having George Lopez in it, and just like having like this family dynamic, it was cool. It's the same reason I loved Shazam. It's just like it was this like it could have been so much bigger, but it chose not to, and that's what I liked about it. It's a story of a guy growing up, but also he's got an alien, weapon on him.
Yeah, exactly. But the family, you're so right. The family is what to me made me be like, this is the level of movie that I want. It is going to be funny. He's going to be embarrassed. It's going to be all of the stupid tropes that you do when you're around your family and you're like a coming of age person. Yeah. And, I feel like DC has been trying to lean into Jaime being their, Miles Morales, because they should. First of all, they need a character like that. They need a fun-loving character. Blue Beetle is simple. It's cool. It has a really cool design when it's on, so it's like I like it. It's simple enough. And so yeah, I hope they keep on pressing it that way because I want them that to be their Spider-Man, and I do hope it does really well. And John, you'll have to watch the trailer. I think you'll like it too.
It's really cool. Yeah.
I always liked Blue Beetle. I like Ted Cord too. I mean, I like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. They always had this little side of the DC universe forever since I was reading in the early 90s up until recently. That it's a fun little dynamic, and it's this fun little side slice that you're not dealing with Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. You're dealing with Booster Gold and Ted Cord, or and Blue Beetle, and I love that kind of those side guys that are, I don't know, more fun. It's like the fun side of the DC world. So yeah,
okay.
Blue Beetle just has a really cool lineage to him,
Yeah.
where it's just like all the characters are so like adamantly different than each other. It's not just like another guy in the costume. It's like, well, Ted Cord was a chilled out Batman who, like relaxed a little bit more. Jaime Reyes is like a Super Sentai character. And then if you want to go that far back, there's what's his name? Garrett?
Yeah, Garrett.
I don't want to say Jack Garrett or something funky.
Jay
like that.
Garrett or something that.
No, Jay Garrett is the Flash.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's what. It's not. Maybe it's not Garrett then.
I think it is. I think Garrett. It's like. Well,
I can't look on my phone because I am on it right now.
There you are. But like, it's got a weird lineage that you wouldn't have that you could clearly tell was cobbled together by people just reusing the name. That that got spun together in kind of like a weird little web that works, even though it shouldn't. And that's
I think originally it wasn't
stuff.
DC. Right? I mean, originally it's like a charlatan comic or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, so I love it. It's awesome. So cool. So,
so Tom, it warms my heart to see you so excited about this because
exactly.
You don't like the big two at all. And this is kind of blowing my mind a little bit.
See, that's hard. You're right, because I talk a lot of shit, but I love the big two. I just hate all of the choices that they make most of the time.
Okay.
You criticize it because you love it.
That's right.
Is it tough love, would you say?
Exactly. It's definitely tough love.
I got you. Okay.
It's definitely tough love.
Well, this next culture piece is going to be a little more rough. So let's just take a moment of silence.
For Shazam 2?
Shazam, this is Tom's talking point. Shazam movie failed, at least at the box office. Why? Poor Sam. Oh my God.
And why?
I saw that movie twice.
Yeah, my main question is why. And the reason my question is why on this is it's the best DC movie. Shazam, the first Shazam's the best DC movie I've seen in I don't even know when. It was skipped everything that I didn't need it to be and then was super fun and funny.
No.
you know, the main character, that main actor, I love him. He's like so big, but in a lovable, goofy
Zachary
way.
Levi?
Yeah. I think he's the man. I just think it's so good. So it's just like, I don't understand how there could be such a dramatic falling off from that Shazam to the next Shazam. And is it because Black Adam was, you know, not what everybody wanted and he's kind of looks like Shazam? I don't know.
I have ideas.
Uh-oh.
I got ideas on this.
Good.
I think it didn't do well because it wasn't promoted wisely. And I just think it was lumped in between two movies that everybody was going to see. And so it was the odd man out. It was the middle child everybody forgot.
What are the two movies on the other sides of it that everyone's going to see?
Ant-Man 3 came out.
Sure.
And then John Wick 4 came out.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
So you got all the kids and the families who went to go see Ant-Man 3, and they're like, okay, there's your movie for a little bit, and then there's all the adults who went to go see John Wick 4, and so you kind of lost your base there.
Yeah.
Which I think, but it also, you know, they could have promoted it a little better. But I actually was wrestling with the thought, and tell me if I'm off here. You know, as a guy who's big DC guy, that's my main thing. I even put like my own like mood if a movie didn't do well. Like I tried to keep proving to myself that the Black Adam movie was good, and it's not very good in my opinion. I've accepted this about it. It's not very good in my opinion, but I think we as people need to kind of stop putting so much of our emotion and our like life force, if you want to call it that, into is this going to be a trilogy? We got 2 movies about Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
A
Totally.
character that hasn't been any which way super popular since the 1950s. How on earth do I live in this universe?
Yeah. And I think, and I think you're 100% right. I mean, it shouldn't be like nobody's heard of this person, but because they did this fun-loving thing in this, they had this completely different tone than any of these other movies that are coming out right now. It found its niche.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and I think, yeah, you're probably right. All of those things that you're saying is maybe why this didn't find it again on the second time around.
But like, yeah, and like I loved this movie. I thought 2 was really fun. I would have loved to see the family dynamic more, but it was really fun movie. I saw it twice in over 24 hours, and I loved it.
Yes.
I didn't plan that, but I did that, and but it's okay that it didn't. I'm glad that I got 2 movies. I'm disappointed not everybody saw it, but you know what? That's life sometimes. Sometimes a movie doesn't do very well, but maybe it'll kill it in DVD sales, and who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. If it has this massive life on streaming where it gets on a big platform and then everybody sees it right away and everybody's talking about it, like I could see that happening. That would be like potential, I feel, if it does get to a major platform. What do you think, John?
I didn't see it. I like the first one. I'm with you on that. The second one, with there being 8 million Shazams with the whole family, I don't know about that angle, only because I haven't seen it. And I don't know. I don't know if that's my jam or not. But I did like the first one in terms of balance of action versus comedy and character development. So who am I to doubt this one too? But I can't knock it till I rock it, so I'd have to watch it first. I just didn't make it to the theater to go see it.
I do kind of agree with you, like the idea of like there's like 5 of you now. Okay, all right. But you've like the only reason like it's just a little weird, but I can't get mad at it because they've literally been doing that since the books were coming out. Like there was Captain Marvel Jr., there was Mary Marvel, all of these characters existed in a sense. Like there was a Shazam family well into the 1940s, so it's kind of essential to the character that there's just a lot of it. But you don't have to like that. It's just like something like, and I don't personally thoroughly get it, but it's like that was like an essential part of the character. And it was kind of cool to see it go like, no, there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. The great questions though, Tom, and holy smokes, this is the spicy one tonight. Goodness. This next part won't be nearly as volatile on us, hopefully. We are talking about just kind of looking at this week, or maybe a recent read. Sam hasn't gotten his books yet, Tom, because he didn't work today.
Sure.
But one comic we're looking forward to reading this week, and why?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm looking forward to reading Spawn. The new Spawn came out. You know, I've been hate reading Spawn for, I don't know, maybe the last 15 to 20 issues. And I keep on, every time I pick it up, I say, dude, this fucking sucks. Why am I still reading this? And I will continue to pick it up next week. So I'm excited to see it and read it again this week and hate read it and, you know, just see why, I don't know, punish myself a little bit more. And so that is my pick of the week. It had a really extra bad cover that looks like really strongly from maybe 2011. You know, but I don't know. It's like a train wreck I can't keep my eyes off of. To see this man, Todd McFarlane, and like, you know, this is somehow still going on, and you know, he's still successful, and he's, you know, such a blowhard, and
Incredibly
but I still love him. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, most successful person in comics of all time. You know, like he has more money than like what Stan Lee ended up with. That's crazy. So, but that's why I have to watch it. That's why I can't keep my eyes on it, because it's like every once in a while he'll go away and I'll be like, I got a new team on it. This new team's going to be the best team ever. Then it'll be one issue. They'll do it. 2 issues. They'll do it. 3rd issue. Got some plot by Todd McFarlane. He doesn't let him do 3 issues in a row without him getting his little grubby fingers in there and then screwing up the story somehow. So I love it. And I just hope he continues to, you know, be the grandfather of, you know, 90s comics like I want him to be.
He's the new Stan Lee.
Yeah, he is the new Stan Lee. He's definitely the new Stan Lee, 100%. And he's a shisty guy like Stan Lee, so it's like it's a perfect fit.
And I think I know why you read Spawn still. I have an idea. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Let's hear it.
Because Spawn is dope.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing you can do. Like the story sucks, but I mean, there's nobody cooler than Spawn. Spawn's the coolest.
He's got chains. He's got all the guns. He's super melodramatic. He's got a cape the size of New Jersey.
Yeah. He has a cape the size of whatever size you want it to be.
He's dope. I bought that Batman Spawn book that came out recently. I didn't understand a thing in that book, but it was cool.
It was bad, and I loved it as well. Yeah.
I haven't read mine yet.
Oh yeah, see, John hasn't read it. He's in the best ballpark. Just keep it,
just don't.
Yeah,
just look at the pages.
Yeah, look at it next time and be like, cool. You know, that's like the most you need to get out of it.
I read it like 4 times, and I'm like, I don't understand.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What is going on?
Yeah, so that's my pick. How about you, Sam? What are you going to be reading this week?
Does the new Green Arrow book come out?
I don't know if I saw it or not.
But... Nice. What's going on in Green Arrow though? I haven't heard anybody talk about this.
Well, basically Josh Williamson, the Banff that he is.
Yeah, for sure.
That dude just takes DC and puts them on their back and goes like, "You will not forget your legacy."
Yes, good man.
And
they need someone like that.
That's why I love that guy. He he came from reading, and he's just kept the bringing back characters that you wouldn't even think about. Like in Dark Crisis, he brought Pariah back as the main villain. It's like, where'd you come from? But one of his main characters, he said this in an interview. He'd always wanted to write was Green Arrow, and how he wanted to actually expand the Green Arrow family out.
Interesting.
And it's supposedly going to be a 6-issue run right now. But if people buy it and enjoy it, we might get more. That's a lot what the new Dawn of DC has been doing. Like, you get 6 issues, people like it, you keep going. But the whole idea of it is that everybody in the Green Arrow family is there except Ollie. where is Ollie? That is the main thing. There's Roy, there's Dinah, there's what's Red Arrow's name?
Ooh, yeah, I don't
Roy?
know.
No, it's not Roy. Is there someone else now?
No, that's Arsenal.
Yeah, whatever.
Red Arrow is whatever. Yeah, whatever, man. You know.
Yeah, screw this shit anyway.
Yeah.
We don't
Red
even
Arrow.
care.
It's his half sister. Whatever.
Oh, I keep thinking like Thea or something.
Amika,
like that.
or I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
She's in it. They're all banding together. Oh, and his son Connor Hawk,
Oh,
which they
sure.
haven't explained where he came from again. And they go, we got to find Ollie, and
Yeah.
that's what I look for. I'm looking forward to read if it's coming out this week.
Nice, man. That's cool. Yeah, Joshua Williamson, obviously,
And this.
comic. Yeah, and that. Yeah, and that. So that's always good to see. And yeah, when somebody does Green Arrow right, it's the best. I love Green Arrow. I think it's a great character.
He's like Daredevil. It's like quietly awesome.
Yeah, you just never hear anything about it, which is nice.
I am
you doing?
loving some of these comments coming through. I want to know where John got his hat law. Spencer's most likely for this one. It's a snapback and it has some Decepticon action on the brim. So one of my personal favorites. Taylor's weighing in. 8 Billion Genies conclusion issue. 8 of 8 just came out today. Most anticipated book this week. I read it already. I'm gonna read it again.
Nice.
The cover on it was great too. It was like a T-Rex floating by balloons.
Right.
Yeah.
We're getting spicy here. Is Arrow even relevant?
He's not, but that's why he's about to be.
Yeah. I mean, the show Arrow is not.
Hey, that first season was fun.
7 seasons though.
I mean,
Well,
the first season
Smallville got
was
like
fun.
15.
Yeah, and it totally.
I mean, yeah, that is true.
Yeah, that was a little rough in there. Honestly, on my side of the house, I have really just kind of two, I guess. First of all, I haven't been steadily collecting this, but I love
Dr.
Peach
Aphra.
covers. But my droids are in here. I flipped through on Rainbow Live earlier, and I was like, "Are the evil droids in here?" And I saw 000 with his C-3PO, basically with his claw.
Oh, he's still there. That's awesome.
Yeah, so he's back in the saddle.
Evil
So
CP3O.
I'm in. But also, this book turned around for me. Issue 1 I did not care for, and then issue 2 gave me those Buffy the Vampire Slayer vibes. So this is issue 3, and you'll be proud of me. I got a 1 cover because I am trying to behave a little bit more. But I got 1 cover today, Tom. So.
Smart man, John.
Yep.
Control those temptations.
That's right.
You can look up the variants on Google.
Yes, I will bask in those JPEGs that I saved to my desktop. Yeah. Taylor says she loves Bloodline. We finally agree on something. Thank you. Yes. Taylor, makes me happy. So much win.
Taylor, you're the best.
Yeah, Taylor, you are simply the best.
Taylor.
Yeah. And so we'll have to get Taylor back on the show at some point if she ever wants to hang out with us again. We'll see.
Come on, Taylor.
Come on. Join us.
All right. But yeah, that's it, you guys. Can I give honorable mention? I showed Sam this and he already knew this story.
Yeah,
this was in my pull box today, and I was so freaking excited. But it's literally this bizarre poster of Frankenstein uses body makeup. But I'm like, dude, if this doesn't glow in the dark, I'm gonna be so pissed.
No, that's
because
sick,
it
dude.
looks amazing.
Yeah, you gotta get that laminated and put in something. Make sure that stays nice.
I am definitely very excited about that. So shout out to John and Sam, because Sam was there when this piece came in the store. So that was cool. Taylor says she's the coolest with shades emoji. So I'll allow it, Taylor, this time. So that is the show according to the itinerary. We run a very strict format here on A Comic Book Look, which, P.S., we are proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics. I should have said at the beginning. If you're in the Lincoln area, say hi to Taylor and team down there, Lincoln, Nebraska. And if you are in Sioux Falls, come say hi to us. We are at 42nd Minnesota. If you're tuning in tonight through any other channel except Facebook, consider joining our Facebook group, A Comic Book Look, and continue the conversation. We'd love to have you. Sam, where can people find you at?
Well, you can find me at Rainbow, pricing out sports cards mostly. I'll be fiddling around while these guys are fun looking at the comics. I'll be judging and listening with all the cards. I'm having a blast. No,
Yep.
But if you want to find me where I can be annoying on TikTok and talk more about my nonsensical opinions, You can go find me on TikTok. I'm under the name Noelman12. I gave that name to myself before I decided I was going to make stuff on it.
Yes, that always is the case, right?
Yeah.
Sam?
Yeah, of course. And it's called NOL Man 12. It's basically just me reviewing books I just read. I just posted one today about Samurai Doggy 5, so that's why it's on the brain.
Heck yeah.
But it's mostly just me doing reviews and random thoughts about me, just what's going on in the books lately, or just sometimes you'll get a sports one because I'm got to rep my team, a few times. That's why I'm the cards guy.
Yep.
In the end.
Hey, I'm a sports guy as well. John, huge sports guy as well.
Totally. Huge. So passionate. So passionate.
No,
I
am a big sports guy for sure. And on the sporting news, the new Kelsey podcast called New Heights with his Jason Kelsey.
I watched a little bit of that. Yeah.
They interview Shannon Sharp this week. John's pulling cards, Wolverine cards. What?
John
Runyon, that is a Wolverine. So this does somehow meet up with your comic bookdom because that is a Michigan Wolverine, man. So
and
but it's me.
Is it say John Runyon?
It does, yeah.
And it's number 69. Oh my God, that's so badass, dude.
You want to go further down the hole? Because his son actually plays right now. Is also named John Runyon.
I feel like that
and is also number 69.
I think
is
that
he also a Wolverine?
Well, I don't know.
Oh man,
I could look that one up.
That is crazy though. That you are basically still a Marvel teammate because you're a Wolverine and your number is 69.
Yep.
God, that's so dank.
Boom.
God, you're so into sports ball.
I know.
But they interviewed Shannon Sharp. I'm telling you today on that podcast, it's good.
Yep.
He's a great interview.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you again to Sam for joining us tonight. Mark was not able to make it, you guys, but he'll be back next week. And we'll continue to, be awesome together.
We miss you, Mark. We love you,
Mark.
We miss you. In fact, we just put our west side up and turn it upside down and say Mark. Yeah.
There you go.
But yes, on the socials, I am @John on Demand on the Twitters and Instagrams and all that good stuff. And Tom is @Tom Stu Divine, same drill. We are collectively a comic book look, and we'll definitely see you guys next week to do what we do best, which unfortunately begging and boarding might be boring because Mark's not here to defend it, but we're going to, of course, keep it comics for sure, man. And I'm going to hit the goodbye button and we'll see you guys next time. Beg and board the world. All right.